Okay.
Right, we can
I mean,
use
this
that
room-
one if these don't work.
This
You're
room
heading-
seems pretty straightforward.
You're heading up these stairs?
This is an upstairs, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, both of the stairs and you're up. And you come out in the southern wing of the arena.
Oh, that's not
Right
good.
back down the
Back
stairs.
those stairs.
Yep.
Wait,
And
we go back through this room, and what does that do for us?
Notably, when you're down in the arena, you still see the doors open, you still see the dead pit fiend laying there.
I'll open this door.
Trying the north door. And it opens up into a secret door behind this mirror.
Back out the door. Try this door.
And as you're going back and forth between all these doors, the dwarf grunts a moment and asks you about your explorations.
He says, "Cube." For us, he says, "Cube sent us up here to help out Eldove, but we're having trouble finding him."
They've been very repetitive. We keep coming across the same room.
The same terrible room.
He asks what room you're referring to, because he knows that the premises has many terrible rooms.
The one that's an infinite hallway with stairs leading up through a loop.
Up and up and up and up. And
There's a lot of junk in it.
In order to get out of there, you have to face death.
And he says that it's a warrior's task to face death every day of his life.
No, I know. It's not a metaphor, though. Literally death.
Riot points at a couple of doors. That one over there, that one back there. Both went there.
Oh, he congratulates you on your victory over death in that case. And the whole time he never ceases his work.
Yeah. Let's just open this door.
Open door number 7.
Okay. Going through it.
Is it a portal?
Drum roll, please.
If it's a portal, yes, I'm going through it.
Okay. And you step out through the door in D right here.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Well, we're narrowing it down. We're making progress. Of the many stupid doors and out of the stupid hut. Been through
I feel like
9
turning left or right is stupid here.
Just go through? Yeah.
Guys.
I don't like symmetry right now. Just gonna leave that out there.
Don't
I
like
know I said
symmetry.
this hut wasn't that bad. I was wrong. I apologize.
Thank you for apologizing, Ferocity.
Is it a place to skip in the infinite multiverse?
You open the door,
can't-
and it's a
Why
black
would you
pane,
come here?
Yep, let's go.
Well,
and it connects
you
to
tell
the
us.
north entrance of the arena.
Okay. Now we've really got it narrowed down.
Well, alright. Yeah, we can either go back and try that door, or we can try and get through that one. I mean, if the arena hasn't changed. What do I hear from the crowd as I peer through?
Just mild murmuring. Like people moving and bustling about.
Let's try this one first, just because we know it's harmless.
Do we?
How do we know
Do
it's
we?
harmless?
Because we know at least the immediate area right here is harmless. Because we've stood here.
Ferocity. I feel like this entire hut is never harmless, but let's try
it.
it.
Really isn't.
Is this a
This
portal?
immediate place where I am standing is not actively trying to murder me.
It is a
How
portal.
do you know that?
I think you're being far too generous. I think you're not being paranoid enough.
It is a portal.
Ferocity looks down at the ground and then steps 5 feet to the right.
And you're staring at the black pane.
Okay, let's go.
Keep moving until
Who knows
you
what's
see
beyond?
Lofts. No.
No, don't
No.
do it.
No, don't. Please, no.
And you emerge back in the staircase.
Brickard,
What
we've
did I
done
tell
it. Come
you?
on.
About symmetry. What did I say?
So who wants to do it this time?
Riot is gonna roll and see if it gets it. Takes her 3 hours.
Riot's taking Ferocity's taking a short rest until the thing shows up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get
So let's-
those inspirations back.
Let's put it
That's
this way.
fair.
Who wants to fight the death?
Sounds like Riot.
Riot?
I've done it before. It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad. Well, you've got a decent-ish melee attack.
You got 5 uses of Bardic Inspiration headed your way.
What's Riot's max HP?
115.
115.
Is your melee attack your general weapon that you're going to use against this guy, Riot?
I'm probably just gonna use cantrips, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Roll a d20 until you hit its armor class.
Okay.
With just whatever your basic attack is going to be.
Okay. Well, I think that's gonna be my produce flame, probably.
Yeah, just and tell me how many rolls it takes to finally hit its armor class.
We're good. I really appreciate this.
It's AC is 20, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So 1 miss, 1 hit.
Can I give him the inspirations?
No, we're just gonna
Okay.
smooth this over.
Do you want me to keep going? How many hits are you looking for here?
Just the first hit.
I got okay. So I got a miss and then a hit.
A miss and then a hit. Okay. So Ferocity's sleeping. Are the rest of you just watching this bout?
I'm, you're using spells, so haste won't help, but I'm putting all the necrotic in the ward.
All the necrotics going in the ward. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, your max HP was...
115.
That's a lot of HP.
Yeah, I took the tough feat a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
Good
that
thing
would
Serenity's not here.
Yeah.
Serenity's HP total was never what was good about her. It was the...
No, she had 20 con. Her HP total was pretty good.
Go ahead and take 44 damage from the slashes.
Mm-hmm.
None of the necrotic, because he put it all in the ward.
How much do I put in the ward?
It's a good question. How much can it take, still?
It's got another 26 left.
Let's do this.
Zero it out, call it a day.
Put 9 in the ward total.
Okay.
Okay. So that's now at 71 HP. Nothing off the top. Got a key.
I think the good news is I don't think there are any more doors you haven't tried.
Yeah.
Thank you,
don't think so
Rickard,
either.
for fast-tracking that. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Yes.
This room was so boring.
I want you all to remember that when Christmas comes around this year.
Back to the tap room.
Yep, back to the tap room.
And now that you all hate this poor owl who's done nothing wrong.
We don't hate the owl. I want to be very clear here. Ferocity's still very much a fan of the owl.
Oh, Kelian hates this owl.
Right, just like makes a little like salute gesture with her fingers as she passes through the tap room.
Okay.
Ferocity, as she heads through the tap room, says, "Food's coming in a minute."
We can just go through door 2.
Or door through? Door 2?
I mean, I think at this point, the other side of the arena is the only thing we haven't tried, right?
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
we also haven't tried the spare mode on parts, which I do want to try.
Okay. If you want to do that first.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm
All right,
a
let's do
little
that first.
worried about pissing off the...
You're worried about pissing off the dwarf?
I mean, so far it seems like he does everything tirelessly. We haven't really tried to... Well, we're here on Eldove's behalf, so...
Right.
Cube literally told us to come here.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, we're not even lying about that.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you emerge back in the forest, the dwarf welcomes you back,
Thank you.
continues working.
Found another one of those doors. Went back to the hallway. Now we're out again.
And he gives you a short speech about how life is a gift and you should embrace it. Kelian, make
Embrace
me
it.
an intelligence thieves tools check.
Can embrace D's nuts.
Is there like a trick? Do we have to say a limerick?
Eldove wasn't really a limerick kind of guy.
You said intelligence, thieves tool.
Yeah.
That is a 22.
Looking at this lock, the mechanics of it don't seem to make sense. I mean, you're an expert.
21.
You're an expert on lock composition. I mean, going inside and prodding around with the tools. This is a magical lock built to look like a mechanical one.
And Kelian relays that.
So can you get it open or not?
It's magic. I mean,
Do you want to knock it, or should I hit it with a counter spell? I'll look
Knock
at
is
Riot.
easier.
Go
I'll
for
knock it. Riot steps up and casts knock. Everyone's ears hurt.
Gonna knock it?
Yeah.
And the door blows open. How long does it stay open with knock?
It's a while. Let me look it up.
Like 10 minutes.
I think it's longer than that.
Oh, really?
Or maybe not. I
You
don't
sure?
know. Yeah, no, it's suppressed for 10 minutes. You're right.
Okay. Yeah, the door blows open. The dwarf is very unhappy about this. For the first time since you stepped foot in the forge, you see him turn away from his work, and he starts scolding you and waving his hammer, but he doesn't approach you. And looking in the room, you see spare Modron parts.
Alright, sorry. We just don't trust signs.
Riot's gonna take.
None of the signs have lied to us.
How heavy are these parts individually?
Depends on what you're looking for.
Are we talking about like arms, like eyes?
I'm talking like you could take the stuff in this room and build several Modrons.
Huh.
I mean, so the organic materials are still like in like formaldehyde jars, they're preserved, but there's a lot of metallic materials, like the plating used to build the outside of the cube, spare arms and legs, several what looks like aftermarket additions, wings, mechanical crossbows too heavy for ferocity to use.
I'm gonna take a couple of wings and stuff them in my pack.
I mean, no, these are huge. They're not going in your pack.
Oh, okay. Then I'll take an arm.
I mean, imagine a Modron is about not quite as tall as a human, but imagine the kind of wings it would take.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but you
So
can
I'll
pick
take-
up an arm.
I'll take an arm and stuff that in my pack.
So it's gonna be sticking out of your pack. You fold it up at the
Yeah.
elbow and stick it in there. So you got this just.
Well,
gaudy-
it's a magic pack. Remember?
okay. Who remembers what part Cube actually needs?
Oh, did he need a part?
There was something wrong
was
with him.
I was just taking parts because I thought it was fun.
He was
Oh.
enchanted.
he was.
Was it his arm?
Oh,
I don't
leaning
remember.
against the door.
I think you described it when he was frozen, but we didn't. I don't remember what it was. From,
Yeah,
like,
I
I
don't
think
know
you
if I was
described it
taking
over a month and a
enough
half ago.
notes.
You said his face was
Yeah.
real messed up.
Specifically, he wasn't able to speak.
Oh.
Oh,
Do we? Well, yeah. I'll get rid of the arm. Is there like a mouth? Is there anything I could find in here to help him with?
Riot. Has Riot ever been intimate with a Modron?
God.
I mean,
You stayed in a house with one.
Yeah. I figured there's like a 50-50 shot that she and Tasman had a thing at least once.
Toss it out. Toss out that 50-50 shot. I want to
Alright.
see it.
how does that work?
Well, I mean, not in the usual way, but you can be intimate with a Modron without, all the parts being there.
My
I'm
strange
gonna say
attraction, Riot Edition.
a 3 or a 4 is going to be yes.
Yeah.
A 4? Yeah.
A 4. You got all the way.
Riot,
Yeah.
make an intelligence medicine check at advantage. Because
Okay. So this is going to be a plus.
This session is going places.
How? I'm
2.
sorry, I'm still hung up on the biology of all this. Like,
isn't your
part of it's
flaw
me-
when
It's
you
partly
think-
mechanical,
Oh man. Actually,
not just biological.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend blue points here. No, I never do that.
I mean,
Do you
because
have half proficiency?
you guys are watching Riot go through. They just look absolutely alien. What looks to be like Modron innards stacked up on these shelves.
There you
Okay.
go.
That's a 17.
17,
Mm-hmm.
and you do eventually come across. You narrow down to one of 3 things, and these are all just like large, clunky, like bowling ball sized objects, some of which have very incredibly minute, intricate machinery, others which look like actual human organs, and then some things look kind of in between. You find the part that you're pretty sure would be the voice box.
Yeah. And Riot's like, yeah, all right, we had some fun with this one.
I mean, you see a section where it looks like a USB port. We could plug the tongue into the back of it.
You can plug Riot into the back of it.
So yeah, Riot comes out. She's got, in one hand, she's got this voice box. In the other hand, she's got this spare Modron tongue. So she's holding the world's worst clock and just a big, wet cow tongue.
Yeah.
we're
Alright, I
helping
got what I
Master.
want.
It's fine. Kelian says to the dwarf.
All Riot says is, "Hey, get back to work.
The dwarf is shouting at you all.
Get back to work."
You yell at him to get back to work.
Yeah. You're not here to gawk at us.
So what's
And
next?
let's go back to where
Five.
the arena. That's right. Yeah.
5, go down the stairs.
Well, I thought we were.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we go and help Cube?
Yeah.
If we end up somewhere else, we can.
There's
Cube is
more,
one of the-
there's more wrong with him right now than just the voice. See,
Let's try that last door, and if the last door doesn't lead us anywhere,
Yeah,
we'll go back. And
that
help
sounds
you.
good.
This was a
This is
infinite
gone.
staircase room, right? There's one right by the stairs.
Did we try that one?
Yeah,
Did
we
we
did.
try that one?
This south door connected
Yeah.
to the north door. Oh, you know that must have been one of the mirrors. When
Yeah.
you-
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys have
Yeah,
been
yeah,
through
that
several of
sounds
these
right.
mirrors now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna write mirror. It's fine.
I looked at my map like it's not connected to anything. Oh, okay, that just means it's a mirror. 2 people can attempt to pull this door open.
Merchant spits on his hands.
Looking at it, the problem is it looks like the stone is not flush like the other doors were. Like one is leaning
open-
against the other one.
I'll open this one.
I'll put guidance on liberation.
So there's room for 2 of you to make the attempts. Whoever's
Me and
making
Liv.
one of you can make the roll with advantage for being aided. And you can add in Nath's
The
guidance.
D4.
Yeah, I think Liberation has the best strength here.
Yeah.
Plus, well, a 22 might do it, but if not, then 22 plus 1 is a 23.
A 23.
Yeah.
So the 2 of you, with all of your strength and muscle, manage to pull one of the doors free. And when that happens, the other one lists more completely to the side, like it's about to fall inward. But you do have enough room to squeeze through the door beyond, the room beyond. And the room beyond is a horror show. The floor of this room is not made up of sand, but of cracked, broken glass. The walls in here are covered with black soot, and the entire room is extremely uncomfortably hot. This door here it looks similar to the other doors that you've been through, the ones that open into portals, but it's slashed across its surface by great claws, and the slashes spread out to the surrounding sandstone walls, and the door looks absolutely unopenable.
Do you want to stand back and knock that Riot?
I don't know if it'll do anything,
I'm gonna stand way back.
but I could try.
I mean, do you have a better idea?
No, not really. Give me a second here. I gotta cast the last knock on my character sheet. Yeah, and then Riot will get up and cast knock from about as far away as it'll work.
Okay.
You instantly die.
Roll initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can take it.
Oh, you think so, huh?
Yeah, we can take it.
Jesus. Okay.
Oh, son of a bitch! Someone took my die.
Riot, what'd you get?
Sorry, that might have been me. 22.
22. Kelian.
21.
Maybe I rolled better this.
And Liberation.
14.
Nath.
Nath hacks at 7.
And the other guy.
18.
Had to make me go back up. You couldn't just say,
Oh, Unbreaker, life is so hard.
and Ferocity drops dead. Riot.
Yeah.
You hear the sound of the knock spell. The loud, echoing boom of it. And the door bleeds as though you've damaged it. For a moment, it looks like it's made of flesh, and a splash of blood comes flying out. And I need to spawn in some little bastards.
Right? Is it horrible?
It's super bad. This was a mistake.
The 3 largest splots of the blood land on the ground. Actually, you know what? These are little bastards. We gotta do this. There we go. This is better. In front of the door. And form up into tiny humanoids. And for a moment, the blood looked pitch black. And it lands on the soot and immediately bursts into flames. These tiny little fiery humanoids. And all three of them... Which square are you in there, Liberation?
This one.
That one?
Yep.
Okay. All three of them run up on Liberation.
Of course. They do.
Super happy with my choices.
Well, you're the closest one to the door. I mean, this is kind of your job. You're the closest thing this group gets to a tank. All right.
The door doesn't actually open or anything. It just bleeds and
it doesn't.
blood turns.
It bleeds oil, and the oil bursts into flames. Liberation.
Hey,
I have a 26.
that might hit.
I have a math. I have a 17,
That also might hit.
and I have a
All
23.
right, I'm gonna knock down that 17.
That's
Okay.
probably a good idea.
Well, fuck. 15.
That misses.
Okay.
Hey.
First little bastard. 3 points of slashing damage,
Okay.
plus 6 points of fire damage. And
I
what do we
resist it.
know about Eldove's fire damage?
Right. Yep.
You bastard.
The second one misses. The third one, 3 points of slashing damage, plus 6 more points of unresistible fire.
I'm gonna put that fire in the ward.
Okay.
That's my reaction.
Not his fire.
But they do. They see the first living thing out of this door. These oil drops, and they spring forward. And as they start to attack, you hear the crowd start to erupt once again.
Of course.
Riot, you're up.
Let me just see something quick.
See something quack.
Oh, god damn it. These things have
Whack.
multi-attack. I should have hit him more. Oh, well.
No, they don't.
They totally do. That's all right. The first round's a freebie, now that you all have your bearings. Read your own notes, Bricker. Your life's so hard.
Should have been on your character sheet.
I'm gonna cast Create Water and douse these guys. See if that does anything.
How much water can you create at one time?
Quite a bit. Let me check real quick. I gotta look up the spell. So, like, the actual spells are on my character sheet, but I don't have the super detailed stuff listed
Yeah.
there. Water.
10 gallons of clean water.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm seeing. Oh, that's create food and water.
And you
Yeah,
can
that's the wrong
create,
spell.
you can make it rain in a 30-foot cube within range.
Make it rain.
Yeah,
So I'll either
yeah.
give
I
you
have to do that one because it has to be an open container for the 10 gallons.
okay,
So yeah, I'll make it rain.
make it rain. All right.
Mhm.
What's your spell save DC?
It is 19.
None of them save, and all the flames all get doused. So what you're seeing now are just this weird-looking, like rubbery skins, tiny humanoids with no facial features or anything, no clothing, no weapons. The flames are doused. How long does the spell last, or is it instantaneous?
It's like an instantaneous thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like you've destroyed them,
Mhm.
but it looks like they're in pain. They're not moving, so they're effectively stunned for the round.
Okay.
Let me make sure that I actually meant to say stunned.
They're incapacitated. That's better.
Okay.
Yeah, they're effectively they're effectively stunned for the round. That's perfectly fine.
All right. That's Riot's turn.
And that we'll say that will last until the start of Riot's next turn.
Sounds good.
Kelian, you're up.
There.
I'm gonna shoot that one.
Okay,
Shoot it.
Do I get advantage because it's stunned?
you do indeed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay! Here comes a pair of ones, baby.
Don't say that. You'll actually
Don't
roll
say
it.
that.
It's 23.
23, and it's destroyed. And just
Ooh.
the splash of oil / blood hits the sand at Liberation's feet, and the crowd goes wild.
Smells
I'm the
edgelord.
crowd's favorite.
Keelan, moving or staying put?
I'm gonna backpedal a little bit, just outside of the rain.
Ferocity, you're up now.
All right, I'm gonna roll to utterly destroy one.
Okay.
This isn't magic, so if it's pointless to roll, just let me know. I roll at advantage.
You get advantage because they're stunned.
Yep, that's 20.
That's a pretty good roll.
22.
All
That's a
right.
really good
And
roll.
again, that one is utterly destroyed. And the blood/oil splashes against Liberation's boots. Moving or staying put?
I'm good here.
All right, that's going to bring us to Liberation.
Punt? Ha ha! Oh man, that is a 15.
A 15
Yeah.
does not hit.
Okay then. Like I said, punt
Punt.
again. There we go. There's the net 20.
And the last one is utterly destroyed. But this one he punts and it splashes all over Kelian.
Point at Kelian. You know what you did.
All right, so that was every bit as much of a mistake as I assumed.
Good to know.
Let's go find Cube.
Have we found a gate that doesn't go through the Reaper room and doesn't lead to these 4 areas? I feel like the 2 sections of the hut are distinct because we had to teleport to get here.
Nath, make a
Yeah.
wisdom check.
I believe I have +2. +0. 16.
Okay. Every room, every door that you've been through looped around between this level of the hut or went back to the Reaper room, but you do know of a secret door behind a mirror that led back.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if anyone wants to shatter some sort of hideous life-trapping magical mirror, I'm sure that'll go as well as the not last knock spell. I do have teleport, and I've got the valency for it.
I'm game. Let's destroy a mirror.
Yeah.
Oh!
So
But
this
somehow-
door would take us back that way. Going through this
Destroy a
way.
mirror, but somehow knocking the door to the control room was a bad idea. Alright, who can do
Well, I
this
mean-
from the farthest away?
I mean, objectively, it was.
I guess
Um,
me.
I'm looking
Actually,
at this
ferocity.
with...
Yeah, what's up?
Shoot the mirror.
I'm back way up. I shoot that mirror.
And your bolt collides with it, but the mirror doesn't crack. The bolt impacts and then falls to the ground.
Hmm.
Actually,
We're
back to look-
before anything else happens in here, I gotta roll random encounters. You guys came in again. Nope, you're fine. Okay, so Ferocity shoots the mirror, the bolt falls to the ground.
Okay. I could probably do it.
All right.
That's me.
Wait, no! Kelian, use a magical bolt.
Oh yeah, try it.
Okay. Fire a magical bolt.
Okay?
The mirror.
And your bolt shatters against it, being made of glass itself.
Glass on glass violence.
That's too bad.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and put a zone of magical darkness centered there.
Okay.
And using my hand to guide myself along the wall until
Okay.
until I find the mirror, and then I'm going to try and punch the mirror.
So you find the smoothness of the mirror. So the idea is, with darkness being there, you're not able to see the inside of the mirror.
Correct. Because I can't see through magical darkness.
That's smart. I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I
And
like
you just
that
start
too.
pummeling this mirror.
Yep.
Okay. All right, start rolling damage.
Sure.
Don't stop until you get to 30. I need to know how many hits it took.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep, I'm picking up what you're putting down. You said 30?
30.
Okay, so that's 10. 18.
24.
Cool.
That's enough.
There, that'll do it. Yeah, that's another 7, so 30. Yep, it's a 44.
4 hits.
4 hits. "13 points of magical piercing damage. As the
13
shards of
points.
glass you're pummeling this mirror are piercing your hands and your arms, and they're not falling to the ground. I mean, they're stuck in there. And by the time he emerges from the darkness, you punched a hole through the mirror that you can clamber through. When he emerges from the darkness, nobody sees blood or glass on his hand or his arms. But you definitely feel the cuts.
Did you get it?
Liberation drops the magical darkness field.
And when the darkness is gone, you do see where he's blasted a big enough hole. You're going to have to squeeze through it. But yeah, it's big enough for a small creature to get through easily.
All right, cool.
We
let's
have
go.
to like make deck saves to avoid being cut.
No, I'm going to assume you can just be careful and squeeze through.
Okay. All right, let's go.
If Mahogany was here, maybe.
All right, so there's 30% chance this door goes back to the staircase.
Don't say that.
Brickroad, please no.
We've
Brickroad,
done
please
it.
no. Brickroad, please no.
This is a stream, Bricker.
Question is, where is that supposed to go?
D, by our reckoning.
D. Where D?
Is that the other page? The first?
It must have been the other page.
Yeah, I feel like it's very early. I think it might be like maybe the off the wind.
I have the other page open.
Oh,
here.
the mirror room must be 16. Okay, yeah. This makes sense now.
Okay. Oh, D went to the terrible windy room.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The
But we
eastern
can
end
get
of
the
that.
Comes out.
That's
the
why we
eastern
found
door
it so
here.
early.
Yeah, so we can get to the library area from there, I think.
God, it's so
Yeah.
far away though.
All right, so
Yeah.
we book.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Riot doesn't book. Riot casts Dimension Door and just goes over here and goes down the.
And she's gone.
Does,
Okay.
does anyone else want to come with Riot?
Oh yeah, Ferocity
Yeah.
grabs
All
onto
right.
her.
Yeah, then
Damn it.
Ferocity's in.
But nobody else needs to make the save. You made it without incurring the wrath of the pulsing pit. Nobody's gone down the pit
Ferocity
yet.
sees her, hears her casting it, and she's like, "Nope,
I know what that spell is. So yeah, you
I've
guys
done
make
this
it
one."
back to the library.
All right.
So once we're here, we're all in the shitty room. Right now.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go down and visit cubes. Little.
Shit.
And he's right where you left him, still exhausted on the floor. Still inert.
I don't actually know how to fix him. I just know that this is the right part.
Hey, it looked basic, right? Plug that right in.
Does
I think
anybody
it's a
have
plug and
any
play.
training in medicine?
I've got half.
I mean, does anybody actually have the dot filled in?
Does anyone have a crowbar? I figure you just pry this piece out and then apply a couple of mendings around it.
I mean, maybe. I could do that.
Or maybe
Yeah,
cures. Maybe both.
Does anybody have a training in medicine? For
No.
real?
Nope.
Because Riot's got the half training, but that might be the best we've got.
So here's what's going to happen. I will give... Before I decide what you roll, does anybody have a more specific idea than just pop him open and figure it out and use mending?
Unless the dwarf knows.
Well, you didn't ask the dwarf, and he's mad at you anyway.
I know, but
Okay. So here's what's gonna
Kelian, you know a lot about anatomy.
be. One
Why don't we
person's
just
gonna-
wake up Cube and have him do it?
Yeah, I mean, do we know how to do that?
Yeah, we just suppress the magic and we just give the thing to Cube and say, "Hey, Cube, put this in."
Can you do that now?
No, not today.
I
Yeah,
can
that's
do
what I
it.
thought. Wait, you can?
I can use the dispel magic.
Liberation did it the first time.
Oh, he did.
Oh,
Okay.
dispel.
Nath did it the first time. He used...
Yeah,
No,
it was
Nath did it with-
anti-magic.
Anti-magic.
Yeah.
But we did it with dispel magic because we were able to get down the stairs, and that's anti-magic wasn't able to get down the stairs.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, try it. Try dispelling magic on him, liberation.
Yeah. 4 key points.
Go ahead and make that check.
All right, here we go.
I'll give you bardic inspiration because I know you're doing this. So go ahead and take a d12.
16 plus.
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot.
A
So
30.
a level 30 spell.
28, yeah. 28 plus my caster score bonus, which is plus 3, is 31.
And it's the same
Anything
thing
a
as
god
last
didn't
time.
cast.
He comes around, but he's still clearly completely exhausted. And he looks around for a moment, and for a moment he looks confused, like he doesn't know where he is. But then it comes back to him. He recognizes who you people are and what you're trying to do.
Hey, Cube,
Right,
we brought this.
Pulls out the stuff. Says, "We brought you a present."
And he looks at it. You see his eyes get wide for a second when he realizes what's about to happen. And then he starts directing several of you to cabinets around the library.
Okay.
Okay.
And opening them, you start finding tools that split the difference between like a mechanic's tools and a surgeon's tools.
All right, rad.
Nath, he writes down the title of a book, hands it to you, and directs you upstairs.
Does he point in a direction to let me know which of the two to search?
No, he just points at the stairs.
All right, fly.
You fly, and after some searching, you find the book on Modron anatomy.
Okay.
What's it named? What's the title?
The book on Modron anatomy.
It's a 300-word title because it was actually written by a governor.
Incorrect. It's called How to Keep Your Modron Alive.
and poorly localized.
So here's how it shakes out. You guys have advantage because two of you are going to be able to do this surgery, one aiding the other. But you have disadvantage because it's a Modron, and none of you are trained in medicine. But you also have advantage because Cube is alert enough to direct you. So you do get to make the check with advantage.
I'm gonna put guidance on you too.
And there's no way Ferocity isn't helping this because...
Yeah, and Riot's at high level enough that she can put her own juice on it.
What are the rest of you
Stay
doing
down
at
there.
this juncture?
Nath's gonna be aiding.
Nath,
Kelian is staring intently.
Who's doing the surgery?
Right.
Riot.
Take some bargain inspiration as well.
Yeah, I will.
Before you
can-
roll, Liberation, make me a Wisdom 10 check.
Okay. Nope.
No. So Liberation just standing there in the corner with his arms. Man, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
All right,
that's
right.
really
Go
fucked
ahead,
up.
make this check.
All right. This is the Pulp Fiction moment right here. All right, so we got a 14 plus. Let's add that bardic inspiration. What is it? A D8?
That's a D8.
Where is it? Here it is.
The pink one. Hey.
Plus 7. So right at 21. Riot has a plus 4 to medicine. This is a medicine check, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's your
So
guidance.
Oh, thanks. So we're at a 25 plus, 26.
Okay.
And then Riot's going to spend her last token. I really don't know what you're looking for here.
You want this 30, do you?
So that's going to be a 37.
Okay. Here's what the procedure entails. It first entails actually unbolting his faceplate and pulling it
yeah.
off. And I mean, when you pull it off, you're expecting it to come off like, oh, it's a plate of metal bolted to something. But when you pull it off, you realize that there are organic, fleshy bits behind it that you're pulling it like it's stuck to it like bubble gum. That you have to take a scalpel and actually take apart, and you set the faceplate aside, and looking into the cavity of his mouth, it's blackened and scorched and absolutely destroyed. So the next thing you have to do is get way in there, like elbow deep inside of the cavity of this Modron, and cut free the organic pieces of the tongue and take it aside. And then take out this completely blasted, destroyed voice box. 1 second you're unscrewing something, the next second you're sawing through arteries, and it's incredibly grisly work. And the rest of you are watching, and every movement, everything Riot does, you just see Cube twitching his extremities, his arms and legs. Nath, I'm assuming you just have the book open on his head, which is effectively a table.
No, we took the table off his head.
Maybe he put it back on there. Maybe he likes tables. It's like a hat for him.
No, yeah, Nath has the book open behind him, and he's passing Riot tools back and forth, cleaning them with prestidigitation, providing light, that sort of thing.
Okay. It takes
Riot's got her own light.
well over an hour.
That's right.
Well over an hour.
Liberation's gonna take a short rest during that.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to take a short rest and you're not Riot or Nath. And eventually you get everything back in place. You put the faceplate back on. You clamp it back down. I mean, your arms are just covered in a sticky, blood-like substance. And by the time you're done, Cube is unconscious.
Yeah.
That
Passed
sounds
out
about
from the
right.
pain. This whole
Liberation.
process was excruciating.
Liberation says, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to look at a Modron the same way ever again.
Now that you've been right, it's like it's not the first time I was inside of a Modron.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I just don't want to know.
I want to know.
I'll tell you. Maybe when you're older.
So, right, what's your next move after you finish the surgery?
I guess. Is anyone else here hurt?
Liberation was spending hit dice while that was going on, so.
Okay, so you're good. I guess Riot's gonna cast the aura because she's hurt a little bit,
Okay.
And then heal up cube a little.
and he'll heal up cube as well.
Go ahead and take the benefits of the aura. And those of you who took a short rest, take the benefit of the rest. By the end of your rest, Cube starts to stir a little bit. And you can tell he's still having great difficulty moving. But he seems functional, and you hear him speak for the first time. And the first words he speaks are magic words, a vocal incantation. And as soon as he does, you see all of just the lethargy that has been troubling him just fade away. And he just
Counterspell.
exhales.
No, I'm just joking.
Non-cipher bonus. And yeah, he exhales this sigh of relief. And he looks around at all of you and sees your reaping wounds and splotches of burning oil having spattered on you. And he expresses gratitude. And then he asks of you, what do you mean to do next?
We have to get into that control room. We tried going through the arena, but that was...
It was just bad.
That was a bad scene.
The door bled. I didn't know a door could bleed until today.
He
It could've
tells
been
you that he can speak the incantation that will cause this door to open into the control room. But he tells you that that's going to be exceedingly dangerous.
Because of the
apparently
fire.
It's all on fire, right?
Because remember, he doesn't have a good sense of how long things have been sitting here, or how badly the hut has deteriorated.
This is where we really could use the fire elemental on our side.
Even the fire elemental, well, he's got immunity to fire, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, you guys really went to that Reaper room a lot, didn't you?
So you said Cube doesn't understand how long he's been here? Like, we tell him, though. Like, it's been a long time.
We have an idea of how long, at least, how long it was between when your
When
old
Eldove
friends-
disappeared.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's been like a...
Over a century, I think.
been
No,
a couple
not
of
quite a
decades.
century. A couple of
Not-
decades, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Like 70-ish years total. Who knows when Eldove disappeared, but...
And when you guys tell him, I mean, he looks a little bit relieved. Like, it's not... at least epochs haven't completely passed. And he says the reason that he's relieved is because if it's been that short of a period of time, if we're talking about a number of years rather than a number of centuries, it's possible that there's still something of Eldove left, that the house hasn't completely consumed him. He says the more difficult task is going to be convincing him to leave the hut, even if you manage to save him. He's not sure Eldove will be able to accept that he's not the house's master.
How wise would you consider Eldove? Because I've got this spell called Suggestion.
I actually don't have Eldove's character sheet anymore.
The bigger question of the
Hey, Wisdom wasn't his top score. I'll just tell you.
fact of the matter
Wasn't
is,
Wisdom.
Liberation, go ahead.
Fact of the matter is even if we do, we still have the issue of a tank, of a giant battle tank full of angry Yugoloths right outside the hut's door.
I'm not worried about them.
Well, not angry Yugoloths.
So, at the mention of that, Cube starts fishing for details about these Yugoloths. Like, he needs to know what's outside.
Yeah, they want the hut, and as far as I'm concerned, we give it to them. It's their own punishment. You heard what Princess said. You know, the hut will take them over.
He
I
says,
say good riddance to them.
Princess?
A cat.
This cat.
And Cube simply says, oh.
She's been my pet for like a year. It's the weirdest thing. I don't quite get it, but whatever.
And then Cube says, clearly you were meant to find the hut. You were destined to set foot in this place.
Yeah, she was the only
probably.
way that we were able to get to the lower levels. You know, we needed.
It's just a story.
So here's the deal. Cube, now that he has his voice back, is able to cast the spell that will open this door leading into the control room. That doesn't have to happen until you guys pull the whistle on it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what else we've
Well,
done.
here's my question for you, Brick Road.
Yeah.
We know there's horrible fire, and I happen to know Cube is a mighty wizard.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of spells can he grab that can help us against fire? And not resistance, because that doesn't work.
Cube would have general access to basically anything in the standard PHB, which is across the room. So I'm going to go over here in the tunnel.
Goes over to PHB, picks up Wish. Like, thanks, man.
No, Cube does not have Wish. You're not that lucky.
Wish is pretty nasty in 5e for the caster.
No, it's got a really... Let's not go
Invest-
into Wish.
Investiture Flame is unfortunately a self-targeted spell.
Maybe he's got a ring of spell storing.
I would say, in general, he has access to everything level 6 and lower. 7,
Okay.
8, and 9 spells, I'm going to have to... I mean, I'll just either roll a random chance or just make a ruling. But he actually doesn't have Wish.
Alright, here's a random chance thing.
Okay.
But I think it would be thematically appropriate for him to have it.
Okay.
Does he have any kind of custom spell specifically designed to protect him from fire? Because he's been hanging out with Eldove.
Is this something that Ferocity is asking him?
Yeah.
He says that he was with Eldove for many years. At first, he and Eldove trained for a while under a cloud giant to learn the intricacies of magic. Eventually, Cube's research surpassed Eldove. Mechanically, Cube continued to take wizard levels, whereas Eldove eventually tapped out and couldn't take any more.
Yeah.
But Eldove had just his innate understanding of magic, but it was always a very careful control of it. He never saw Eldove's flames do something he didn't want. So no, he doesn't have any custom magic to protect against that.
And Riot's like, you sure he never, just accidentally hit some teammates with his magic? That
He
happens
says,
all the time.
accidentally? No. He says he's witnessed and he's heard stories about times where he didn't care about hitting his teammates, but most of the time he would use Investiture of Flame and carefully maneuver around them. That's Cube's recollection.
That sounds about right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But you guys have the ability to take a long rest, or to leave the hut and do any other preparations, or whatever you need to do before pulling this trigger.
Here's the only thing. Right now, I can cast an 8th level Globe of Invulnerability. That's kind of the big gun I've been sitting on, which would protect us from any spell cast outside of it of 7th level or lower. Or I could pick up, if we take a rest, I could put it up another anti-magic field, which we can't go through the door with it, but on the other side, it might be better than the Globe.
I feel like the globe is pretty good, though.
Yeah, the Globe is really
Might
good.
be.
Does the anti-magic field follow you, though?
Yeah,
That
they
might
both
be
follow
better.
me. They
Well,
both
the
follow me.
The problem with the anti-magic field is that it
Shuts us down.
shuts us down.
Yeah,
And
but the problem with the invulnerability is, do we think Eldove casts spells greater than 8th or 7th level?
It actually has to be the spells level, not the slot. So probably not often.
I say go for globe.
I'm okay. Then I have no reason to take a rest. I'm full up on resources.
No, I'm good.
Does anybody need any HP? Because Riot's got 80 left to play with in that spell she cast.
I could use another 12.
Okay. So I'm down to
Kelian's good.
68. No, 68.
Look
And
at
that
What a
is
max.
dice. Why? So many dice.
Well, every time we come here, I clean the table up, and then every time you don't save it.
That's all right. It's fine.
It's almost like we had to fight like a lot of deaths. Like a lot of them.
So you use up the rest of your aura. Does that fill everybody else up?
Sounds like it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's full, yeah.
Does anybody
I'm ready to
going?
go in.
Is there anybody going to turn into a pumpkin immediately at 7 p.m.? Because this
No.
this encounter
No.
All I
might
got-
take a little more than 30 minutes.
All I
don't
got
know.
tonight is friggin' wrestling, and I skip as much of that as possible.
Okay. I mean, it might be fast. It might just all burn to death.
I watched the WWE out of spite.
So do you ask Cube for anything before you go in? Because he does have some access to magic, and if you all are...
Give me 1 second to see if there's any buffs that would actually help me.
Okay.
Anything he casts would potentially be shut down by the sphere. Oh, no, actually, it won't get stuff that's already ongoing, so, I'll take
we're
a
not-
fly.
I mean, we're not doing anti-magic, right? We're doing globe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it should be fine.
Yeah, if he puts up a
I'd
fly
like-
on like as many of us as possible.
You got
Like
that
visibility.
you got that heroism spell, Cube?
Heroism?
Oh yeah, do you have greater invisibility?
Yeah, greater invisibility is 4th level.
I feel like Kelian should have a foresight. I'm just saying.
He can't. He doesn't have 9th level spells.
No, he knows select 9th, 7th, 8th, and 9th level spells.
And I do remember a certain adventuring party really abusing the crap out of.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
a
you're
certain...
right.
At the end.
I remember a
That was a
certain
joke.
adventuring party abusing the dual classing rules that I didn't understand properly.
Hey, if there's a spell though that Cube would have the scroll of,
Mhm.
it's foresight.
Greater invisibility
here.
is a concentration spell. Is fly? I don't think fly is.
Yeah, fly is.
Fly is? Yeah, it is. So he can give you greater invisibility, or he can give you fly, but not both.
Well, the greater invisibility would be for Kelian. Does
Yeah,
Kelian
the-
think he would be the greatest assist to this party? Because I'm cool with him having it.
I just want to roll at advantage once.
No, I can give you advantage. I mean, I got some good spells up my sleeve.
Okay. Well, in that case, Cube should cast something that we
Does
can't
Cube have
normally get.
Hero's Feast? That's the spell I was thinking of.
Hero's Feast?
Oh, that's not even a wizard spell. Never mind.
Yeah,
It's only-
and
it's
it's not
clerics and
really.
druids.
It wouldn't necessarily work well. I don't see a Modron learning it.
Yeah, probably not. Okay.
Alright, so Kelian has greater invisibility. Are you casting the globe before you go in?
No, because we'll cast. I'll just let them know that once the globe's up, it's a 10-foot radius, so anything close to me should be safer.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Kelian, you are invisible. Cube asks whether or not you want him to keep the door open from this side.
I think that would be very helpful.
Okay.
Just in
On
case.
the other hand, what if he came with us and cast magic shit?
Because then we'd have nobody to. If he went down, we'd have nobody to cover our escape.
Yeah.
We'd be
Well, we can
trapped.
just
in there.
teleport, right?
I'm not willing to chance that.
He tells you
Cube
when you
teleport?
enter into the hut, you're going to see if it still retains the same shape that Eldove originally forced it into. You're going to see 3 doors.
Mhm.
You're going to come through the north door. The south door is supposed to lead to the arena.
hmm
He says there's a set of double doors that, if opened, might provide an advantage, but might also open into just nothingness. He says the reason he thinks that might provide an advantage is because nothingness is the enemy of flame. Without access to open oxygen, the flames can't burn.
Hey, that's
But
happened to us before.
But it might just suck all of us out into nothingness too.
Oh, you sound like you have some experience with this.
Don't
Do you
ask.
have no breath?
Yeah, he says the breath isn't the problem. The problem would be securing yourselves in such a way that you're not swept out into the void.
Mhm.
He says that the void is there as the result of an early experiment with the hut. Originally, Eldove tried to move the hut into a position where those doors would lead to the entrance, but only if you said a particular word. And the hut did not allow it. And instead, the hut just destroyed those doors, and on the other side, ever since, was just an airless void.
In that case, if we might not have air at some point, can he give us a raries? That's not concentration.
I can give you rares.
Yeah, but your spell slots matter.
No, that's well. It's a ritual though.
This is
Well-
telepathic bond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can take the 10 minutes. Or you can just cast it on you, it's fine. You don't need to take 10 minutes.
I mean,
Alright.
it's not happening until we pull the trigger, so it's whatever.
As soon as you give me the thumbs up,
Yeah.
so you guys can have telepathic bond. Kelian, you've got greater invisibility.
I'm happy.
I'm for sure putting up mirror images like right before we step in there.
So you're going to
Yeah,
do
I'm
that
gonna get
before you open
myself
the door?
enchanted weapon.
Okay.
I'm
so
gonna put lightning on there just because a lot of things that are immune to fire also have like resistance to ice.